Too many B2B marketers feel stuck on the hamster wheel of endless campaigns, random requests, and disconnected activities. You're busy doing things, but you're not always seen as strategic. And that's frustrating because deep down, you know marketing should be more than just about making things look good. It should be about driving growth for the business. It should have a seat at the table. You should have a seat at the table. And that's what this podcast is all about. This is the very first episode of Spark Sessions, and I am so excited to bring it to you. I'm Lori Tyler, and I've spent more than 25 years in B2B marketing, both in house and now as a fractional CMO through my firm Ignite Marketing, which I love because I'm able to spread my time across clients who are in growth mode and who want my help in shaping their strategy and driving revenue and really building marketing into a respected growth function for the business. And that's so rewarding because, I typically enter these organizations and I see marketing being seen as just a cost center. And that's at the start of the engagement. And part of my job and desire is to change that. And it's an exciting shift. And it's one that clients probably don't even realize that they're signing up for, but that's what they're going to get as part of the deal. But, what really lights me up right now is working on and launching and growing SparkPoint marketing. So through SparkPoint, I'm able to help B2B marketers. It could be individual marketers, it could be marketing leaders, or anyone in small organizations who are tasked with wearing the marketing hat, who will tell you they don't know the first thing about marketing, all the way up to teams in large organizations and helping them step into strategy and build confidence and really earn the recognition that's deserved as a marketer. So, when I think back when I first started my career, I landed my first job right out of college and I knew nothing about marketing, to be honest. But I had the incredible good fortune, but let's be honest, also a lot of pressure of working inside of a very large global organization. And I had world class training programs. I had the most incredible mentors. I had specialists for everything, for every tactic that I wanted to execute. I had a resource for it, which I know to a lot of you, it might sound incredible, but expectations were also sky high. And there was constant constant pressure to perform at the highest level. And deadlines were constant. And at one point, as I worked my way up through the organization over the years, I vividly remember having to go to New York every quarter and present a marketing review to the highest leaders at the company. And I swear to you, I still can't go back to New York to this day because I am telling you, I have PTSD from those days. But, through all the blood, sweat, and tears and all the days and nights that were just riddled with anxiety, I was learning marketing at the highest level. And, I am just forever grateful to my mentors and to all of the marketing leaders who truly opened the door and guided me with wisdom and with courage and confidence. And they took the time to teach me the craft of marketing and gave me the courage to grow into it. And I'm so, so grateful to them. I'm so grateful to my revenue partners over the years. You know, they just truly shaped my perspective and instilled a lifelong passion for this craft. So that was my first 17 years, I guess, 17 years or so as a marketer. And from there, I went into a couple of other in house opportunities. I worked as global chief marketing officer. Fast forward to I started Ignite Marketing in 2022. And that's when I started consulting with mid-sized companies and smaller companies. And at that time, going into those engagements, I guess I just assumed that all marketers and all marketing organizations worked strategically the way that I was taught and the way that I always did it. That strategy and a marketing plan were the starting points, and that aligning marketing to business goals was just obvious. But I was wrong. I was so, so wrong. I was shocked at how wrong I was. And, I remember I used to joke really and say, well, gosh, it's really easy to look good consulting because they haven't been exposed to strategic marketing before. And, it's something that just came so naturally to me because like I said, it was so obvious to me because that's all I knew. That was the only way that I knew how to do marketing. But what I found was that most organizations were actually completely tactic driven. Marketing was reactive. It was very often dictated by the loudest voice in the room or the person with the highest title in the room. And, typically sales wanted leads and market or leadership wanted more visibility. And, throughout all the chaos, marketing is just kind of left scrambling. And that left budgets to be spent just on activity and keeping everybody happy, but not on outcomes. And what I saw was in boardrooms, marketing wasn't respected as a strategic function. It was widely dismissed as the team that makes things pretty or the team that does the sales literature. And, gosh, if you're a B2B marketer, you have probably felt that sting and it sucks because you know that you are doing so much more and you know that you're contributing so much more. But for whatever reason, it's not being recognized or appreciated. And so that disconnect really lit a fire in me and created a passion in me to try to change that because I knew from my experience that marketing could be so much more when it's aligned to business objectives, when it's tied directly to revenue, and when it's executed with clarity. Marketing is the growth engine, and marketers can earn the influence and the respect and the seat at the table that they've always deserved. They just have to have the steps. And that's why I created Spark Point Marketing. And that's why I created this Spark Sessions podcast. Because the truth is, you don't have to stay stuck in reactive mode. You don't have to accept being overlooked. You can shift from order taker to strategic leader, regardless of your role, regardless of how long you've been in marketing or where you're working or what you're working on. So, this podcast is here. I am here to give you the tools and to give you the mindset and hopefully give you the confidence to do just that. And I am just so passionate about this. Like, nothing excites me more than helping marketers step into their power because I truly, truly believe that marketers deserve more. They deserve more respect. They deserve more influence. They deserve more impact. And I want to help you claim it. And so, one of the ways to do that, and one of the frameworks that I developed, and I'll share more about this in upcoming episodes, is what I call the ladder up method. It is deceivingly simple, but it is so, so powerful. So, essentially, it calls for every marketing activity to ladder up to a marketing objective, which ladders up to a marketing strategy, which ladders up to the actual business goals in your organization, the ones that the C suite care about. That way, nothing that you end up doing is random. Nothing that you do is because John or Sally sales called and wants an email to go out tomorrow, or because your CEO wants you to run a campaign because they saw a competitor doing it, or because, you know, customer success thinks that you should be on TikTok. With the ladder up method, everything that you do has a purpose. It's tied to a purpose that leadership cares about and to a stated business objective. So, I want you to take a minute now and just think about your role and how much time is spent reacting to random requests and to churning out content and to chasing clicks and likes, and how much of your time is spent actually building strategy that truly helps to drive the business forward. And if your answer is that most of your time feels reactive, you're definitely not alone. I see this all the time, and I have been there. Trust me, I have been there myself. And, um, but that's the core of what we're going to get to in our Spark sessions to help you reclaim your focus and shift into strategy and earn you the respect that you deserve. So, if you've ever felt like your work is undervalued or that you're running fast, but still not getting the recognition that you deserve, you are in the right place. This first season of the podcast is going to be packed with practical sessions to help you think bigger, to act smarter, and spark the kind of change that not only grows your company, but also transforms your career. And I'm just so excited to be part of this journey with you. And so I just wanted to give you a little sneak peek to it. What is coming up in the next few episodes? Because from here, we're going to jump right into how to move from being seen as that make it pretty team to being recognized as a true strategic partner. And then in episode 3, we're going to look at how to shift from chasing vanity metrics to proving real business impact and speaking the same language as the C suite. So we'll get into, how to push back on some of those endless requests that you get and recognize, are they valuable or are they taking your focus away from the objectives that matter? And how to do that and how to push back without losing the trust of your stakeholders and even growing their trust while you're at it. And we'll talk about how to build credibility with sales when they say they don't love your leads. So there's a ton coming up. A new episode is going to be released every single week. And the good news is the next 2 episodes are already live. So we will roll right into the next one together. And in the meantime, thank you so much for joining me. If you liked this episode, please consider giving it a review and also subscribe to my channel. So for now, I am Lori Tyler, and this is Spark Sessions.